Hello my fellow handsome gentlemen, I'm Piotr from Improvement, and as of late I have bought one brand new fragrance, a very popular fragrance, but mainly I have picked up 4 discontinued yet very sought after fragrances from Tom Ford. And in this video I will show you which fragrances I have picked up as of late. Let's start with the first one. The very first fragrance I want to talk about is the one that came out this year. It's brand new and it is Kayali Yum Pistachio Gelato 33 Eau de Parfum Intense. This fragrance I was anticipating a lot because I love gourmand fragrances. I like what Kayali is doing in terms of their fragrances, and I love pistachio in general, so I couldn't wait to have them make a fragrance with pistachio as a note. And when I saw it was an Eau de Parfum Intense, I could not wait to see if this was as strong as I hoped for. Whenever I sprayed this on for the first time, I was slightly disappointed because on my skin this did not project at all, and 4 to 6 hours of performance was what I got, and I was slightly disappointed. But the more I wore it, the more I grew to like it. I got 6 to 8 hours of performance while my girlfriend got 10 to 12 hours of performance, and the projection is decent. It's slightly moderate but dries off to a skin set around after an hour or 2. But this is not as heavy in pistachio as what I've hoped for. You get the slight greenness, aromaticness of the pistachio note, but this very quickly dries off to being more base note heavy with the whipped cream, sugar, marshmallow. This turns very sweet, very smooth, creamy, slightly lactonic with the slight touch of greenness from the pistachio. I actually got a compliment for wearing this fragrance by this guy right here. If you're a Danish subscriber or viewer, you will most likely know who this guy is. He said that this smelled very delicious and bold, and I agree. This is super fun, super interesting. Generally, I find it to be very unisex, and I really enjoyed this stuff. I have settled for an 8 out of 10 men's improvement rating for Kayali Yum Pistachio Gelato 33 Eau de Parfum Intense. Let's move over to the next fragrance. The second fragrance that I want to talk about is going to be one of the samples that I got of discontinued Tom Ford fragrances, and this one in particular is Plum Japonais. I have anticipated smelling this fragrance for such a long time because I've only heard great things about it and how incredible this stuff actually is. I must say I was pleasantly surprised. It has a very mild spiciness up top coming from the cinnamon and saffron that really complements the entire mid of the fragrance, which is very heavy on the plum. It's super juicy, super dense, sweet, exactly what I wanted, and this stuff is just... it's perfect. I just don't understand why Tom Ford would ever discontinue this fragrance, because this stuff is one of the best fragrances from the entire private blend line that Tom Ford has to offer, or in this case had to offer. Whenever this gets to dry on the skin, the plum stays there for the entire lifetime of the fragrance with a woody, smooth, creamy undertone, which comes from the oud accord with some amber, some resin, and some fir to really give it a smooth edge under this very sweet and juicy plum. In terms of a men's improvement rating, I will of course give this a 10 out of 10 men's improvement rating. This is exactly what I wanted from it. It's juicy, sweet, dense, and the base is simply a pleasure to smell every single time. Incredible 10 to 12 hours of performance I get on my skin, and the projection is fairly moderate. Plum Japonais, simply a pleasure and a privilege to have smelled. The third fragrance that I want to talk about is by far the best deal I have gotten, and that is Givenchy Gentleman Eau de Parfum. My girlfriend bought me this as a gift because she found it for an astonishing $27 for a 50 ml. For $27, this is an amazing steal. It's actually also my fragrance of the day. I haven't quite tested it out yet, so I won't give you a men's improvement rating for this one quite yet. But this fragrance smells similar to a few fragrances from the line. This has some smooth, powdery, creamy iris or orris butter with some some fresh and airy lavender. This is super comfortable, easy to wear, attention grabbing, compliment pulling, and a very good contender for a signature scent for someone who wants something interesting but not offensive in any way. Givenchy Gentleman Eau de Parfum might be just something for you. This fourth fragrance is another one of the discontinued Tom Fords, and this is Lavender Extreme. This, in my opinion, is very dry yet airy and fresh at the same time, while maintaining this slightly dirty yet sweet dry down to it. This, of course, is going to be very lavender heavy. This is very floral in a dense, compact, dry way, in my opinion. But at the same time, it has this very round quality to it coming from the rose. I don't think this is very harsh or spiky by any means. This is a very smooth, round, dry fragrance with a lot of lavender in it. I find it to be super interesting, super unique, and also a shame that it's discontinued because I really enjoy this stuff. I will make a review of this and give it a rating at some point. I haven't gotten to test it quite yet, but it's super amazing and I really like it thus far. Lavender Extreme from Tom Ford. Second to last fragrance on the list of my recent inquiries, number 5 is going to be a flanker of my most favorite fragrance ever made, and that is Tobacco Oud Intense. This is exactly how I thought it was going to be. This has withheld the original Tobacco Oud DNA but added some castoreum to it and gave it some slightly more sweetness as well. This is still boozy, very woody, dense, intense as the name might suggest, but there's some slight heaviness added onto the original DNA, which gives it a very, very minute animalic twist with some slight spiciness and sweetness as well. Tobacco Oud is one of the most complete fragrances in my personal opinion, of course, but somehow, some way, Tobacco Oud Intense is just that, but slightly amped up. Of course, this is going to get a 10 out of 10 as well. No questions asked. This lasts 12 plus hours on me with a very strong projection throughout the majority of the lifetime of the 12 plus hours. It's simply a masterpiece for sure. Tom Ford Tobacco Oud Intense. And the last fragrance that I want to talk about that I have recently acquired a sample of as well, Tom Ford London. This is super hard to find nowadays, but this fragrance overall is going to be a very masculine scent in my opinion, that is dry, woody, spicy with some slight floral sweetness as well. When I sprayed this for the first time, it reminded me of Tom Ford Bois Marocain, but this is more spicy than that. Super masculine, very spicy and very woody. If you like woody fragrances, this might have been something for you. This is also discontinued unfortunately, and it's such a shame because this is such a great fragrance in my opinion. Overall, I find it to be super masculine and super smooth, spicy and woody. Such a complete scent in my opinion. I will make a review of this at some point. This is super delightful in my opinion. Such a great masculine fragrance, Tom Ford London. So gentlemen, what do you think of the fragrances that I have acquired recently? Have you tried some of them? Do you like them? Do you not like them? Would you like to hear more about some of them? Leave a comment in the comment section below. I would love to see and read some of your opinions down there. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to Men's Improvement YouTube channel for more videos about fragrances, grooming, style, fashion, skincare, fitness, anything that will make you, gentlemen, the best possible versions of yourselves. The last few things I want to ask you, man, to smile more because it's free and I want you to watch these two videos right here. This is my newest upload apart from this video, and this one is a video that the YouTube algorithm thinks you'll enjoy.